David Ward. David's Vice President of Research and Development at American Process Inc. David earned his degrees in chemistry at the University of Waterloo, Ontario, and he worked at Polysar, Nova, and Bayer during his PhD studies, developing metal synthesis and catalysis. David, since then, as mentioned, he's in R&D now with American Process, which was a company founded in 1994 as an engineering consulting firm. Since 2005, they have been developing technologies for the conversion of biomass to cellulosic sugars for the production of biofuels and bio-based chemicals. API owns 2 patented cellulosic sugar technologies and an IP-protected process for the production of cellulosic nanocrystals, nanofibrils, and lignin-coated versions. API envisions the development of a sustainable global economy where sugar is the new crude.
So what we have are 2 sugar technologies. The first one is our Green Power Plus, which is what we call a bolt-on. If you're already producing sugar and you want to get more value out of things like the stover, I heard mentioned here, or the bagasse, or you've got straw, material that you have to take off the field, basically any kind of biomass. This material here, we'll take the hemicellulose out and convert that into the C5 sugars. Now our AVAP process is for bulk sugar production. It's a standalone. And what we're going to do there is we're going to make the sugars from the celluloses and the hemicelluloses, as well as producing a fairly pure stream of lignin, which presently is being consumed for energy. But we're looking for partners that are interested in converting that, possibly other bio-based chemicals or other value-added materials. Here, we're saying, instead of sending that leftover material here just straight to the power plant, we take this into our Green Power Plus process, hydrolyze, you get a little bit of acetic acid, and then you can ferment the C5 sugars over to here, producing about 15% more ethanol than that plant was producing. Now there is a commensurate loss in the energy of your power plant, but typically the ethanol has more value. The AVAP process, shown here, is a little more complicated, and I apologize for that. I was trying to squeeze it all in there. But basically, you're taking your biomass, and what we have is a process for fractionating and separating out the lignin and the hemicellulose. So that comes down here along with the solvent, which is ethanol and SO2, which is recycled, goes around and around. And then coming out the bottom comes your lignin, your hemicellulose, and then your cellulose can either be going to the nanocellulose applications, or of course you bring it down and you hydrolyze, and then you take the glucose, ethanol, other value-added chemicals such as succinic acid, or other materials that you want to convert the sugars to. Now with this process, what we found is we can get cellulosic sugars, glucose, at less than 12 cents a pound. From my angle, I could not see Don's value chart. I couldn't see the numbers on it. But we believe it is the lowest cost and purest streams of sugar that are available commercially from cellulosic sources. This is the target we're saying now. We do believe we're going to be going lower than that with the indications we have right now we're developing in our research laboratories down in Thomaston, Georgia. Now, one of the things that also comes out of the AVAP, if you would rather, instead of hydrolyzing that cellulose to glucose, we've got a nanocellulose product that comes off of there. And we believe this is game-changing, and I kind of went period. It's a low cost, and it's simple. We have IP protection on this. I think there's 5 applications. Actually, I think one just published just this week. We can make cellulose nanocrystals, the nanofibers, or nanofibrils if you prefer. And we can also make hydrophobic versions. We coat it with the lignin byproduct that we have. So you get hydrophilic and hydrophobic depending on the polymer application. No added chemical costs, low energy requirements, and this comes along with the co-production of biofuels. So if your target was to make the nanocellulose, then you would see the biofuels production from the hemis on the other side as your co-product. Now if you're making the biofuels, you're going to see possibly this as your co-product. High crystallinity leads to enhanced properties. Come on down, have a look, let's talk about this. We're looking for partners on the feedstock side as well as the product side. And as the CEO Theodora, she actually founded the company, what she likes to say is that we want everyone to succeed in this area to create an industry. We don't want to make it just so that one business is successful. Everybody's got to succeed so this actually becomes an industry where we can actually get out there and be supplying materials, across this continent as well as globally. So thanks a lot for your time.